So when you're going to start trading gold, the first thing you have to do is to identify a direction, as usual, how we do our trading style. So you have to first have direction. We want to know, are we going up or down? After getting direction, we need the structure. By structure, I do mean, do you see a pattern or do you see a shape? By shapes, we have M's, we have W's. Of course, the neckline has to be broken. We have impulsive moves. Then by pattern, we mean falling wedges. Do you see bearish flags, bullish flags, or channels, depending on whatever you're seeing. Then thirdly, you need to identify where you're going to take your entry from. You need to identify an area of entry. So the structure time frame gives you the area of interest. Then the entry time frames give you the area of entry. So it's what we are going to do. We first have identified direction, which we are going to use the monthly time frame. We shall get our structure either using weekly or using daily. And then our entry time frame will either be in H1 or H4. So these are the time frames that we're going to be using, and we're going to break it down. So without wasting time, let's start with the monthly time frame. So starting with monthly, we can clearly observe that we are at this resistance level here, and the market currently is below it, right? When I go to line chart, remember I told you that if you want to observe how price closes, which is an important aspect, you have to use a line chart to know where the price closed. So here we had a false breakout and the market came down. So meaning we expected to see a retest of this line before pushing down. But also when there's a resistance, there must be a support. So we also have this area here acting as our support. And also we have this next level here acting as a support. So this area here is support. The moment market breaks it, the higher chances we could be looking for these levels here. So we have already identified the next support also. So these are the levels that we shall be moving through, right? So what's the direction of this gold movement? We expect that from where gold is, it can either reject above, or after breaking down, it can drop down up to this side. So this is the direction that we do have. Currently, we're at support, right? Now, the lower time frames like weekly and daily are going to give us a better projection. But overall, you can see this is a resistance where the market has been rejected from. You can see from here, the market moved from here up to down. When it came back again, it was moved up to down. Again, now we're in this area. The higher chances that we're going to move up to down, because this is number one. This is the first touch, second touch, third touch. So the higher chances, you guys all know trading is about probabilities. So the highest probability is on the push downwards, though we need to identify the minor challenges or the minor turning points we find on the way. So that is monthly. Now, when you come down to weekly, what do we observe? Now, recall we have said that we're going to be trading in between these levels that we have marked. Now, when I come to weekly, I do identify a shape, which is this one here, this M here, right? You can see the neckline has been tested. What are the rules of an M? Once an M is created, we expect price to come to the neckline, test the neckline, and then give us a push down, either to create double bottoms, higher low, or even a lower low, which currently the market is trying to identify to us. Are we going to create double bottoms here, or we are going to create a low? The moment we create a low, we shall have broken this point. We shall expect a retracement, then we push down. So according to this M here, the M is suggesting that we need the market actually to give us a push downwards, right? So, which is a bit communicating the same thing with the monthly time frame. Monthly says that this whole area is resistance against what resistance we're looking for sales. But of course, what gives us the movements is the structures and the shapes that have been created, right? So that is weekly. Still also we are at support, so we need the market to close below this area before we can push down. So if you're going to trade using the weekly structure, remember we said we're getting structure from weekly and daily. We need this level here to be broken. Let's see what does daily say. Does it agree with these two time frames? So when we go down to daily, now in daily time frame, we have spoken a number of times about gold. If you can watch the previous videos and the previous breakdowns we had about it. So we had this neckline here in daily, because also it created an M. This M here, if you've not seen it, there's an M here, exactly at this resistance level. Remember before it was support, so now it became resistance. We're testing, gave us an M. The market pushed down. After an M, we expect a retest of the neckline. So when the market came to test the neckline, it created a structure down. I mentioned it in the previous video and also talked about this false breakout. Now, when there's a false breakout, and the market breaks back down, this is the false breakout. We expect price to come back and test this level here, which was originally supposed to be tested here. That's what the market did exactly here. Now, what do we observe? We observe the market made equal highs. Now, it made a lower high here, right? This is an equal high, and then a lower high. So we can clearly see that the market is decelerating like this and also creating equal lows here. So there are higher chances the market could give us a breakdown, though we do not want to guess or predict. We need to wait for the market to do what it's supposed to do. But also in the previous video, I told you guys that the market had created this structure here. So it's going to come retest it, and then it pushes down. Now, when the market retested it, it left it, it broke above it slightly, so making it also like almost a false breakout. That's why you see the market has currently come back. So I'll just delete this one here. Let me just delete this. So the market has currently come back to this area here. Those who use patterns, someone may say, I'm seeing something like a triangle. You guys have given these things very many names. Someone can say that I'm seeing something like this. It's symmetrical, meaning that it can either break upwards or break downwards. Though gold is bearish. I've mentioned this before. According to how we trade, it's bearish from the time it broke below this area here. So for gold to be bullish again, it needs to break above this area, which it will give it a little bit of test. You can see all these resistance points, meaning gold has to aggressively break above. When it closes above you on the retest, we shall know that we're looking for either this turning point here. When we break above it, then we can continue above. But currently, how things look like, this is a resistance area, and we have made a lower high here. So the higher chances to break below on the retest here, weak retest, and we can continue downwards, right? So this is what we have in daily. Now let's go and see smaller time frames, what they're saying. But before I go there, what exactly can a daily person use this for? A daily person, like I've mentioned, can wait for the break downwards. On a weak retest, weak momentum retest, you take a sell, or wait for a break upwards of this slab here. Gold is not bullish until it breaks above this area here. Are we together? But remember, these are equal highs like I've stated, and also this is a lower high. You can see here, it's creating like a double top of a lower high, right? So remember, when the market is making a downtrend, it's making lower highs. So it's like what the market is creating these lower highs here. Are we together? So that is it. But let's go to smaller time frames and we try to utilize this, because if you're doing intraday, you need to at least get trades that are between that is 20 pips to 30 pips. How would you handle that? Now, also in the previous video, I mentioned that when gold touches down here, it will give us a push slightly up, which it did that, and then came down, but to touch this other support that we marked in the monthly time frame. So we have come back to give us a lower high here, which this confluencing trend line has held properly of the symmetrical triangle. So what do we want to see? We want to see actually the market closing below this area here. This area, the market gave us a turning point up. We broke above, retested, pushed up, again reacted, broke down, broke up, came back, reacted to this level here, which is aligning properly with this area here, this area, which currently we have broken below. So now we expect price to come and retest this area here at least and give us a push back to this level here. Remember, we have this level here where the price was being rejected, this one, and this one, and we drew a trend line around it. So this is like a false breakout here. So we need the market to retest this point here and then give us a push at least up to this point here. If you're doing intraday, this is what you can utilize. We have a retest here, though not a convincing one. So the market is most likely going to come back inside here. Then you can look for a change of trend. You guys sometimes call it change of character and push it down here. But this is H4. You can further go to H1 and look at how price is behaving, right? How price is behaving while approaching this area here. Also, you can refine further using minute 30 and minute 15. I've mentioned that. You can see the momentum here is not so bullish. If you want also, you can refine further in minute 15 so that you can get a better risk to reward ratio. But this is what we do have on gold, right? So if you want a safe trading, of course, we know that trading has risks involved. So there is nothing 100% safe, but at least a better way to put your risk to better use. Wait for it to either break below here, which has the highest probabilities. On a retest here, then you can take a sell. Or wait for it to break above here. On a weak retest here, you can take a buy upwards, right? But personally, my view is that there are higher chances of it breaking downwards, right? So those who want to trade gold, this is what I have on it. I hope you guys can utilize it. Have a great day.